So today was my grandmother's birthday. It should have been her 90th birthday, but she died in a fatal car accident 2 years ago. It really kind of feels like it just happened. Still feel like I'm a little bit in shock because you could have never told me that we wouldn't be celebrating her 90th birthday with a serious bashment. Like it would have been going down in gowns, okay? My grandmother was fierce and fancy. Um, but she wasn't sweet. My my grandmother was a beautiful person, but if I were to think of a word to describe her, it wasn't necessarily a sweet grandma. She was just because she was just so like strong. And in the time that she was here, I pray that she had an abundance of moments where she was able to be sweet. My grandmother raised six children alone. My grandmother was an immigrant who came to the States via Jamaica, but she went to London and before coming to the States. My grandmother worked up until she passed away. And even growing up as a kid, I don't remember really like having a serious attachment with my grandmother just because I felt like she was just so strong. I wasn't until adulthood when I saw things about myself and I saw things about my mother and realized that it was just part of our upbringing and our culture to be a certain type of strong. So I guess I never imagined that she was fragile, that she was human, and that anything could take her from us in a split moment. I was the last person to speak to my grandmother, and she was on her way home from church. And our conversation was just so delightful that I definitely didn't see it coming. She had been really depressed and just stressed. She was stressed because my grandmother was still technically in a position where she needed to work and not rest. And so there were so many things on her plate and so many things on her mind and so many things that she wanted to give to her family that she felt like she couldn't at the time. And so I had just moved into the house that I actually live in now, and it had a beautiful backyard. And especially in like the spring and summer, there's butterflies everywhere. And Danny had like strung pretty lights all out through the yard. And our conversations always consisted of trying to get her to come here and just let her hair down and spend some time. Um, she kept resisting because she had house guests and family staying with her, and she just didn't want to leave her home or leave them. And so this conversation, the day that she passed away, was her calling after church saying what a beautiful service it was, how relieved she felt that she knew God hadn't forgotten her and that she was going to let go of her stress and anything that was holding her back, and she was ready to come and stay. And that we were going to discuss her flight arrangements because I wanted her to stay for about 4 weeks. She was on her way home from church driving and I told her just call me back when she got home. And not even an hour later, my baby sister called me and told me to brace myself, that my grandmother had been in a car accident and she was on her way to the hospital to figure out what was going on. When she arrived at the hospital, I was still on the phone. Of course, I live 1,000 miles away, so my heart is racing and I just want to know what's going on. And all I can hear is my family who is already there wailing. They're just like wailing in the background. And I already know that she's gone. And so today I made chicken soup, something that my grandma enjoys. She's very simple when it comes to food. She loves chicken and rice. She loves a good soup. And so that's what I decided to do today because I have a friend who is not well. And one thing my grandmother would do is she would put together herbs and concoctions and she would help people to feel well. So I made this soup in honor of her for someone in my life who I care about deeply and who I want them to be healed. And so I poured it all into the pot. And I also made her a nice little bowl and set it to the side with a candle and a piece of cake, just so that she knows that she's not forgotten and she's always on my mind. And so I thought this was a great way to honor her today. So this is my variation of a Jamaican chicken soup that I couldn't find pumpkin anywhere, but I did use my sweet potatoes and onion and dumplings and all the things that make for a good chicken soup. So I really hope that my friend enjoys this meal as much as I enjoyed making it, because it really helped me to keep my mind off of something that was really hurting me today. So if you have questions about the recipe, just let me know. But this is my version of a Jamaican chicken soup from my grandmother, Patsy. We love you, Patsy. Happy
What do
birthday.
you want to see for your family before you leave us? No,
I would like to see my family in a better position. Really, I would really like to see everybody with more accord, first of all.
all together.
Yes, more accord. That, because this one, that one,
The separation, yeah.
No, that I would really like to see that. And like I said, this is America. You all can get anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put your mind to it, you get anything you want, and I think that you should pursue it.
Yeah.
Whatever your ambitions call for, pursue it, because kids doesn't stop you, because if you
Yeah.
want it, you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Whatever you miss when you, because this is a time now you're an adult now, and you have to think, you have your own family, you have to think what you want for your family, future, what you want, example you have to set for them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And so this is what I would like to see, that everybody just get what they need.
Yeah.
You know, get what they need.
Yeah.